and they also spend a lot of their resources to attend to their constituents, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, the Parliamentary Service Commission and our commissioners, they are those commissioners we elected in this House, particularly, Honorable Speaker. And we told them part of their core responsibility will be ensure that there is equity in the facilitation of transportation of members of Parliament. We are in the third year of this House, Honorable Speaker, and we are serving them notice that they must meet the expectations of those members of Parliament who are from the vicinity of Parliament or constituencies and counties that are nearer Nairobi, Honorable Speaker, so that there is equity, Honorable Speaker. And with those many remarks, I support and thank honorable members for your commitment to be here up to this time in support of this bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members.
2024 at stress.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Members, I just want to request members who have their questions in the order paper to be as brief as possible, and in view of what I've just directed now, I will not allow any comments on requests for statements. So I will start with the Honorable the member for Garsen. Go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker. I wish to state that I'm doing this statement on behalf of the Honorable Ali Wario MP Garsen. A request for a statement regarding abduction of persons in Garsen constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the abduction and disappearance of persons from Garsen constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 5th of October 2024, Mr. Abdullahi Ahmed of ID number 42848612 was reportedly abducted by a known gunman using a Toyota Hilux double cabin vehicle with registration number KCU 567U in front of Garseni Police Station. This incident allegedly occurred in the presence of police officers, including the officer commanding station, that's the OCS, as Mr. Ahmed attempted to report the earlier abduction of his brother-in-law, Mr. Ibrahim Ahmed. The disturbing trend of abduction, which has been on the rise in our country, is causing profound distress among affected families who face agonizing uncertainty about the fate of their loved ones. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1, the reasons behind the abduction of Mr. Abdullahi Ahmed and Mr. Ibrahim Ahmed, including the identity of the abductors if available, particularly given that the registration number of the vehicle involved is known. Number 2, the whereabouts of the missing persons, the status of any investigations conducted thus far, and any explanation regarding their continued detention incommunicado. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the measures the government has put in place to ensure that counterterrorism efforts are conducted in strict adherence to legal protocols and international human rights standards. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw the Honorable, the chairperson of the committee concerned here. This question is related to the Committee on Administration and Internal Security. Yes, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, will come with a response to the statement in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah, but having said this, Mr. Speaker, just good to be on record. Actually, on Thursday, for almost close to 3 hours, the committee had an engagement with the IG and this DIG concerning the very concerning issue of missing person disappearance and, of course, of Kenyans. It has become an issue of hijacking. So we are going to respond
Why
among the
2
other
weeks?
concerns. Yes.
Why 2 weeks? I want to know why 2 weeks, why not 1 week?
I want to, Mr. Speaker, you know, these issues of securities are so complex and dynamic. And at time investigation may take a little bit of time. And I've just mentioned that's the last week. We had an entire almost session of 3 good hours discussing the same issues with the IG. And I want to have a comprehensive response to give before this House.
Okay, because now 2 weeks has become a cliche. Every chairperson says 2 weeks, 2 weeks comes and goes and you don't get responses.
Maybe then at maximum 10 days.
So 10 days, get the response. The next is the member for Nyaribari Masaba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding insecurity in Ikorongo village in Nyaribari Masaba constituency. Honorable Speaker, there has been a rise in insecurity in Nyaribari Masaba constituency, which has led to theft of livestock. For instance, on the 29th of September 2024, 2 cows and a donkey were stolen from the farm of Mr. Charles Okemwa Mirava in Ikorongo village. The matter was reported in Ikorongo police station under OB number 03/29/9/2024. Additionally, on the 27th September 2024, 2 more cows were stolen from the farm of Mr. Douglas Matoke Isabuoke. And the incidents reported again to Ikorongo police station under OB number 03/28/4/2024. Despite tracking the trail of stolen animals of Mr. Douglas Isabuoke to G-Ship location in Transmara East Sub-County, efforts to recover them were unsuccessful. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the following. 1, provision of a report on the status of investigations into incidences of cattle theft reported to Ikorongo police station. 2, the actions being taken to ensure the perpetrators of the crimes are arrested and prosecuted without delay, and stolen animals or livestock returned to the owners. 3, immediate steps the government is taking to address insecurity in the area, including the underlying tensions within the regions bounding the county. And 4, the long-term strategies being put in place to curb security within the area. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Tongoyo.
Mr. Speaker, I will be able to have the statement Thursday next week.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
Not 2 weeks.
But it's good also to notify the Member of Parliament because next week on Friday, the committee will be visiting the Kilgoris and Atabarikoi, and even actually they will spend in Kisii to look issues of insecurity bordering actually the 2 counties. So we'll still able to have an opportunity to interrogate the security managers concerning the same.
Thank you. The Honorable Manduku, Thursday next week. There's nothing out of order on that issue, the Honorable Simkuli. What is out of order?
No, Mr. Speaker, I just want a clarification when the statement is being issued that this matter, although the honorable member had told me, is not between Kilgoris and Kisii, but between Murwa Digir and Kisii, because the issue of stock theft might affect Kilgoris, but the stealing of donkeys does not usually affect Kilgoris. So it should be strictly a matter between Transmara East and Kisii.
The Honorable Tongoyo, you've heard. The Honorable Simkuli is saying they have nothing to do with donkeys. So don't involve them on donkeys issues. So please. That is well said. The Honorable Manduku, you take it up with the chairperson. He says next Thursday, and that there's a mission coming to the same region on Friday the following week. So take it up with him and get the dates and participate, getting answers. Next is the member for Kiambu, Member Mashua Waithaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Request for statement regarding arrest of Mr. James Kariuki, a Kenyan citizen in the United Arab Emirates. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the arrest and prolonged detention of Mr. James Kariuki in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Honorable Speaker, on 13th March 2020, several documents, including an Emirati identification card belonging to Mr. James Kariuki of passport number AK0550628, then based in Dubai, UAE, was stolen in a dubious recruitment process. He thereafter reported the incident to Naif police station in Dera City, Dubai, but to no avail. On 4th August 2020, while in the airport waiting to board a flight to Kenya, he was arrested by officials who accused him of fraud and obtaining money under false pretenses, as his documents had been used to defraud several victims in Dubai. His detention has persisted since then, as the authorities require him to pay 2 million dirham to secure his release. During his detention, a fraud incident occurred where his documents were used, but this was not enough to secure his release. Honorable Speaker, it's against this backdrop that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on, 1, the current status and condition of Mr. James Kariuki, who is detained, and any assistance granted to him. 2, a report on the investigation into the loss of identification documents belonging to Mr. James Kariuki, which was reported at Naif police station, including the unauthorized use of criminals while he was in custody. 3, steps taken to provide consular support and ensure communication between the detained individual and his family in Kenya. And 4, diplomatic measures being taken by the government to engage with UAE authorities to resolve this matter and to ensure his repatriation to rejoin his family. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson of the Committee on Defense and Foreign Relations. The Vice Chairperson, the relevant committee. The Majority Leader. This is a very urgent question that requires immediate action. And we can't see the chairperson, we can't see the vice chairperson. The Honorable Majority Whip, you have to take up this matter.
Yes, I will.
And you don't just have to take it up, you have to also give us the timeline within which you will take it up with the relevant committee.
I will discuss with the chair, and I believe within the next 2 weeks, the committee should be ready.
The Honorable Member from Kiambu, take it up with the Majority Whip so that the relevant committee is informed accordingly.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. The next is the member for Kitui Central. The member for Kitui Central, Dr. Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I request for a statement regarding status of compensation to Master Simon M. Mwema for injuries sustained following electrocution from Kenya Power Lines. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding status of compensation to Master Simon Mwema due to the spear injuries suffered following electrocution from electricity power lines at Chedhani Primary School in Kitui County. Honorable Speaker, on 16 December 2017, a tragic accident occurred where a minor, Master Simon Mwema, was struck by a live and hanging power line at around 6:30 p.m. while playing around Chedhani Primary School. He received treatment at Mwingi Level 4 Hospital and later was transferred to Kenyatta National Hospital, where he remained under care until 29th May 2018. During this period, Honorable Speaker, his situation deteriorated significantly, ultimately requiring the amputation of his upper limb. The incident had been duly reported at Mwingi Police Station via OB 23/17/2/2017 and the Kenya Power offices in Mwingi, where officials assured the family that a thorough investigation would be undertaken. However, despite several follow-up visits by the family seeking assistance, KPLC has taken no substantive action, Honorable Speaker. The unfortunate incident caused permanent physical disability on the minor and has resulted in psychological trauma and financial hardship for the family. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson on the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. Roman 1, status of an investigation on the incident by the Kenya Power and action taken, if any. Roman 2, the steps taken to compensate the family of the minor, including reimbursement of medical expenses, provision of a prosthetic limb, and compensation for the psychological effects of the resultant amputation. Roman 3, Honorable Speaker, timelines as to when the family should expect to receive the said compensation. And Roman 4, specific actions that have been taken to prevent similar incidents, including regular inspection of electrical infrastructure and safety measures to protect the public from their hazardous electrical installations. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. This statement is directed to the Committee on Energy. Remember, the chairperson, Energy, you can see the Honorable Kawai in the House. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we just had a conversation with the KPLC CEO, and Kenya Power has in place an insurance for such cases as electrocution, and every case is actually submitted to the insurance. But I will give a full response within the next 1 week.
The next 1 week?
Yes.
That's great. I think, Honorable Makali, that is fair. Thank you. The next would be the member for Kipipiri. The questions appear in the order paper today as number 5 and 6 are deferred to later dates as will be notified in the order paper. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Recognizing we are constrained of time and you have guided that we do not discuss any statement, I wish to put it on record that last week, Honorable TJ Kajwang confirmed to me that he would give a response of my statement dated 15th of October from Departmental Committee of Transport. To date, I have not heard of it. So, Honorable Speaker, if you could guide, if the chairs could work to the commitment of the statements that we seek. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding human-wildlife conflict in Kipipiri constituency. Honorable Speaker, human-wildlife conflict in both protected and unprotected areas has remained a significant concern across the country for several decades, recently residents of Kipipiri constituency have faced a surge in wildlife invasion and attacks, leading to loss of lives, livestock, destruction of crops, the damage of property. These incidents are primarily caused by marauding elephants, buffaloes, hyenas, monkeys, and other wildlife, which have wreaked havoc in various parts of my constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 21st September 2024, a 42-year-old man, Mr. Samuel Kahiga Kamau, was fatally gored by a stray buffalo, which another individual sustained serious injuries after the attack in Mwangaza village, and just a few days later, on 29th of September, another attack in Kefruti area resulted in the loss of several livestock. On October 31st, an elephant killed a cow at Jiret area. Most recently, on 5th of November, residents of Demi have lost 4 livestock in yet another wildlife attack. This increasing invasion have instilled a deep sense of fear among the residents. Honorable Speaker, the losses incurred due to these incidents are profound, as the value of human life is immeasurable. The damage to crops and loss of livestock caused by these recurrent wildlife attacks have plunged the residents into economic distress, given their heavy reliance on crop farming and animal husbandry for their livelihood. Human-wildlife conflict not only disrupt local subsistence and industrial economic, but also accelerate the decline of wildlife population. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the action being taken by the ministry to, 1, mitigate the human-wildlife conflict in Kipipiri constituency and assure residents of their safety and security of their property. 2, compensate for the loss of lives, injuries, and property damages resulting from wildlife attacks. And lastly, deploy Kenya Wildlife Service officers to the affected areas to help reduce the frequency and impact of the attacks. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. You can see residents of Kipipiri are living in fear from wildlife, as their member is also threatened from the leadership of this House.
Yeah, it's so serious. I would like to hear from the the chairperson of the Committee on Tourism and Wildlife. The chairperson in the House? And the vice chairperson? You know, members, we've advised chairs to be in the House. The Honorable Majority Whip.
Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate that the chair and the vice chair are not in, and we need to be serious and be committed to our task. And that is why the members of parliament today are calling for reshuffle, so that we get rid of all the chairs and the vice chairs who are not committed, because it is quite clear. We can see that they are not in the House, they are not giving us the response on time, and that is affecting the progress of our work. So it is high time for us to take action, Honorable Speaker. And on that note, may I say that this is a matter of interest to many Kenyans, and it needs serious attention. And I promise that still within 2 weeks, the chair should give us the response. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that is a fair comment on the matter. The Honorable TJ Kajuang, what is out of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, am I audible? Am I audible?
You got a mic next to you, Honorable Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you heard the member of Kipipiri mention my name. May I confirm to her, Mr. Speaker, sir, that I keep my promises and I'm up to the task. And I also keep my professional undertaking. I made a commitment to her, a professional undertaking, that we will respond from the Committee on Transport to her question in the shortest period of time. I can confirm to her that on Thursday afternoon of Thursday, she will have her response, adequate response on that day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. We are not going to be debating questions this afternoon or statements. The next person, Member of Parliament, to raise a statement is the member for the nominated member, the Honorable Irene Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding the declaration of protected areas in Nyamira County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding the declaration of certain areas in Nyamira County as protected areas and national monuments. Honorable Speaker, tourism is a key driver of our economy and a significant contributor to economic activities. Nyamira County is fortunate to host numerous sites rich in cultural heritage that are essential for tourism and development and economic growth. These sites include the Manga Hills, Emanga Ridge, Engoroya Manga, Kera Waterfalls, Kora Hills, and the Kiabonyeru Hills. On Wednesday, 16th August of 2023, during question time, I posed a supplementary question to the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife regarding the declaration of these historical sites, especially Manga Hills, as protected areas and national monuments. The Cabinet Secretary acknowledged the significance of these sites and confirmed that a proposal was being developed in collaboration with the State Department for Culture and Heritage and the County Government of Nyamira to achieve this objective. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. A comprehensive report on the progress made by the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife in implementing the undertaking by the Cabinet Secretary on Wednesday, 16th of August 2023, including specific timelines for the completion of the said process. And B, a report on the number of heritage sites in Nyamira County that are currently receiving support from the Tourism Fund. I thank you.
The chairperson, Committee on Tourism and Wildlife.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm the Vice Chair, the Committee of Tourism and Wildlife, and I've had the two questions asked by the two members, and it's good to confirm that we are really trying to deal with the issue of human-wildlife conflict, and we are doing our best. We have had interventions with the ministry and what they are doing, and we promise in the next 2 weeks we'll be able to bring a response to this House in regards to the two statements and the question that has been asked by the member of Kipipili, Mheshimiwa Wanjiku Moya. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. And Honorable Wanjiku, as you walked in, I'm sure you had the displeasure of the membership and of the leadership about attendance, the House of Chairpersons and the deputies. I hope you had that displeasure and that you'll deal with it.
Thank you. I think among many I'm a vice chair of the committee, but I'm certain among most visible and who attend the plenary and the chamber, Mr. Speaker, I think my attendance is on the high level, Mr. Speaker, and therefore I confirm that we'll continue attending the chambers. I think my chair is out of the country for some other reasons, but I think also he's a committed member of this 13th Parliament, Mr. Speaker, and we confirm that we will continue being available to serve our people and also to serve this Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Before I go to responses, there is a members, there are responses to be issued by the Committee of Transport and Infrastructure. And the first response would be to a statement requested by the Honorable Member for Matuga, the Honorable Tandaza Sawa. So I'll give this chance to the member, to the chairperson of the Committee on Transport and Infrastructure. The Honorable Zahir, I'm told you are in charge of this. The Honorable Zahir Janda, I'm told you're in charge of this. Are you?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'd like to make a response to a statement on behalf of my chair of the Transport and Infrastructure Committee.
So,
Honorable Chair.
Order. I'm informed that the Honorable Tandaza is not in the House. I don't know that he assigned that to any other member. If not, then you pen the question. You table the response. He will look at it when he comes to the House next.
Honorable Speaker, I also have a statement for...
Yes, we're going to do that one next. The member for Saboti. Member for Saboti in the House. Honorable Hamisi. These responses will be tabled accordingly, and members thereof lose any right to come and demand for them on the floor of the House. So the responses to those two questions have been tabled by the member, by the chairperson of the Committee on Transport and Infrastructure, and will be dealt with accordingly. Thank you. So, all members, there is a statement to be raised under Standing Order 43 by the Honorable Member for Bomet, Honorable Lynette Toto. This is your opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make a statement, a general statement regarding statement of healthcare services at Longisa Referral Hospital in Bomet County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 43, I rise to make a statement regarding the tragic death of a young girl, Diana Chepkemoi from Tendwet Village, Bomet East constituency. This is due to medical negligence at Longisa County Referral Hospital. Mr. Speaker, it is with profound sadness that I bring to the attention of this House the untimely demise of a young girl named Diana who succumbed to P. phenom complication due to medical negligence. On 10th of November 2024, a distressing incident occurred where Diana was stung by bees and rushed to Longisa Referral Hospital for emergency treatment. On arrival, she was left unattended for more than 5 hours at the hospital with reports of demands for payment during a life-threatening emergency. Sadly, she lost her life while being transferred to Tenwek Hospital for special treatment. This incident represents a violation of constitutional right to the highest standard of health as enriched in Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this tragic incident has also exposed deeper systematic issues within our healthcare system. The Medical Practitioners and Dentists Act, alongside other health regulation, places a duty on healthcare professionals to provide urgent care. The tragic loss of the young girl at Longisa County Referral Hospital is heartbreaking and ought not to happen again. Honorable Speaker, as we seek justice for Diana's family and accountability for this tragic loss, I urge this House to consider immediate intervention to address these systematic failures. The people of Bomet County, and indeed all Kenyans, deserve access to quality healthcare services delivered by professional in well-equipped facilities. We must ensure that such preventable losses of life do not recur in our health institution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to donate my minutes to the county, to Member of Parliament, Richard Yegon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You don't have any minutes to donate to anybody. Honourable members, you've heard what the Honourable Toto says happened at Longisa. All of us watched news in horror. We'll not debate this, but I'll give a chance to the member for Bomet East to say something. And before we...
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity also to talk about the incident which happened in my constituency. Honorable Speaker, may I take this opportunity to sincerely convey my heartfelt condolences to the family of the young innocent child. Honorable Speaker, this tragic incident underscores the troubling silence from the county government of Bomet, which has yet to release any statement on this matter, despite the fact that the incident occurred at the County Referral Hospital. In times of such sorrow, Mr. Speaker, and injustice, the public rightfully expect accountability and transparency from their leaders. The absence of the response from the county government adds to the pain of this loss and raises concern about the oversight and responsibility within our healthcare facilities, Mr. Speaker. In Diana's memory, it is crucial that the authorities conduct a full investigation, identify those responsible, and enact reforms to ensure such tragedy does not happen again. Upholding the Constitution right to health care as stipulated in Article 43(1)(a means addressing the systemic issues head on and committing to an equitable, responsive healthcare system for all citizens. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to add this. Where is the CEC? Where is the CEO? The hospital superintendent of the County Referral Hospital? Where is the governor? It is only that they are going into the radio stations, calling radio station, Mr. Speaker, to complain to the members of parliament who are in Nairobi here. We are raising a lot of concern with the issues which is happening in the County Referral Hospital. County Referral Hospital should be taken as a crime scene, Mr. Speaker. Longisa Referral Hospital, Mr. Speaker, has in many cases shown that there is a lot of problems in that hospital, and there is nobody who is trying to address. We want the county official led by the governor himself, the CEC, and the CEO of Health for Bomet to be taken into account for this loss of the child, Mr. Speaker. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honourable members, I think that marks the end of statement of questions, but I'm being moved by the chairperson of CDF committee that he has an announcement to make. He will have 3 minutes to do so, or less, before we go to the next order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I want to give the announcement that Treasury finally today has released the balance of the CDF money, 5.7 billion, which was due. And we are expecting to get the next balances for the start of the financial year 2024-25 from December. So I want to ask members, as you go back to your constituencies, please make sure you do also ask your committee to do audits to make sure that there is no money remaining in the board which is due for development to their constituencies. The more they stay here, the more we lose as members, or your constituent lose a lot, because we require you to finish this grade 9 classroom, grade 9 report to school. They do not go under trees. They will go to classes which have been done by the National Government Constituency Development Fund. So I want to wish each one that may you do a good job and submit your proposals as soon as possible for 2024-25 financial year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The member carrying his hands up. Don't you have a card? We cannot see you. Go ahead. We cannot see. You don't have a card.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And sorry, I want to take you back a bit on the request for statements that have been made by my colleagues regarding the human-wildlife conflicts. Mr. Speaker, in the month of September, I think around 18th there.
Order. The Honorable Kawanjiku, the member for Kiamba. This question or the statement being raised by the member on his feet is for you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the 18th of September, or thereabout, I did ask for a statement in this floor of the House regarding the human-wildlife conflict in Bamba and Ganze constituency. I had said that we are suffering an invasion by elephants who have left the Tsavo East National Park, and they have invaded areas where people are living. And the chairman of the committee had promised me that he will be giving a statement in this House in 2 weeks' time. But up to now, it's around almost 2 months, and we have not had anything from the committee. So, Mr. Speaker, I was asking for direction on what we need to be done, because as it is right now, the situation in Ganze is even getting worse, and it really needs an immediate intervention by the government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, the Vice Chairperson, Committee on Tourism and Wildlife.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I will fast track. I would really want to apologize on the behalf of my chair if the report has not been tabled in the floor of the House, but I think the report is ready. We seek your permission, Mr. Speaker, that by the end of this week or early next week, Tuesday, we'll have tabled the report before the floor of this House, Mr. Speaker.
This report to be tabled on Thursday this week, Thursday afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well guided.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, the Kenya Roads Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2024. Second reading, question to be put.
Oh, members, debate on this bill, the second reading stage was concluded, and this therefore is a decision to make. Therefore, put the question that the Kenya Roads Board Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2024, be now read a second time. Will, as many of the opinion say aye? Will, as many of the opinion say nay? Ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Board Act of 1999. Order number 9, the T Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Tea Act to provide for direct sales of tea, the payment of tea proceedings, and for connected purposes.
Next order.
Order number 10, the Maternal, Newborn, and Child Health Bill, Senate Bill number 17 of 2023, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to provide for coordinated system for provision of quality maternal, newborn, and child health services, to provide for response to maternal and child morbidity and mortality in the country, to provide for a healthcare system that facilitates the attainment of health rights for mother and child, and for connected purposes.
Honorable members, before you go to the next order, I got a communication to make regarding order. Remember walking as if you're going to the market in Kisii. Can you sit somewhere? Remember Ruku? Don't Boruku. Members, this is a communication regarding the withdrawal of specific provision contained in the statute law, Miscellaneous Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 67 of 2023, which we'll consider shortly in the committee of the whole House. Honorable members, as you may be aware, the statute law, Miscellaneous Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 67 of 2023, was published via Kenya Gazette Supplement number 0206 of 30th October 2023 to effect various amendments to 9 statutes. The bill, which is sponsored by the Leader of Majority, was read a first time on 15th November 2023, and thereafter the bill was referred to various departmental committees for consideration of relevant provisions in accordance with the respective mandates, with the lead committee being the Departmental Committee on Legal Affairs, Justice and Legal Affairs. The committees tabled their respective reports on the bill in the House on 15 February 2024. Thereafter, the bill was considered and passed by the House at second reading on Wednesday, 12th June 2024, and committed to a committee of the whole House. Indeed, as you may be aware, you have noticed, on today's order paper, the bill is scheduled for consideration in the committee of the whole House under order number 11. Honorable members, before the House proceeds to consider the bill in the committee of the whole House, I wish to notify the House that I have since received a request from the sponsor of the bill, that is the Leader of Majority Party, via a letter dated 11th November 2024, seeking my consent for the withdrawal of the proposed amendments relating to sections 186, 4, and 6F of the Children's Act Cap 141 as contained in the bill. The amendments proposed the deletion of provisions which prohibit the court from granting a sole male applicant and foreign applicant adoption of a child. In the letter, the Leader of Majority states that the import of the proposed amendments to the said provisions necessitates further consultations and engagements with relevant stakeholders. Honorable members, having considered the justification by the Majority Leader, I have acceded to his request to withdraw the provisions relating to section 186(4) and 6F of the Children's Act Cap 141 as contained in the statute law, Miscellaneous Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 67, 2023. In this regard, the bill will therefore be proceeded with the committee of the whole House without reference to the withdrawn provisions and will be considered as though the withdrawn provisions was not part of the bill ab initio. The House is accordingly guided. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Thank you, honorable members. You may take your seats as we go to the committee of the whole House. And please, I would advise you stick. The omnibus is usually a very important bill, and your interest must be inside here. Okay. Very well, honorable members, we want to consider the statute law, miscellaneous amendments, bill, National Assembly Bill number 67 of 2023.